Ready?
Yep.
It is officially 5 p.m. and it is August 28th, 2025. And I'm going to call the meeting to order, and we should do a roll call. Joe, would you start?
Johnner here.
Reyes here.
Jones here.
Church here.
Leonard here.
All right, and Clerk Buchanan, have we met all the compliance for open meeting law?
Yes, we are.
So the first item on the agenda is the design plans for Beulah Heights Road culvert. It went to the DNR, there was some discussion, and then they came back. I'm not quite sure who is supposed to go through this, but I did a little highlight. So it's kind of the yellow. The yellow is the concrete fabrication that I think came out of the discussion with the DNR. And the pink is the culvert. My understanding is that by going to the concrete fabrication, the length of the culvert is being shortened. So you're not going to have that big long tube. And secondly, the cost is going up, right?
And you get more usable space. They call it a conspan. It's just a concrete three-sided box culvert. Their DNR's biggest concern with the CMP culvert, the metal one, is the sediment in the bottom and how deep it would have been buried. And with the widest part, as it starts to come up, would have been right at the water line, and it would have started tapering up already when he started really looking into it. So Lynch went back and talked to a couple companies, and this will be it's more expensive by $75,000, but you'll have a longer lifespan out of it. There will be no bottom in it, so we can always get it dug out, dredged out, whenever needed be. And lifespan, it'll be a lot longer than a metal one. And they're gonna shorten it from 70 feet to 32 feet. The only drawback is it won't have the natural sloping walls. It'll come with pre-made concrete end walls again. But it's still gonna be wider than what's there now, because what's there now is only 26 feet. So you're gonna gain another 6 feet on each side, or 3 feet on each side of the road.
Plus the top of the road. The road looks like 10 inches, right? Is all that needs to be put on top of that?
Yeah, because it's a lot stronger structure.
Yeah.
And isn't the culvert actually taller?
Yep, it's taller, it's wider, it's 24 feet, you're gonna have,
You get 4 extra feet
Yeah.
from what we had with the culvert.
yeah, you're getting, it's
Wider.
a significant improvement, and it's straight up, straight across instead of tapering. It'll be a lot better. They like that idea, the DNR, did that for a lot better boat traffic.
So,
Go ahead.
so are you saying that with the culvert, they were actually gonna lose
No.
No. This is just gaining.
space?
More.
From talking with Craig and the explanation, well, you wouldn't have anything lost any less than what's there now. You would gain
Okay.
a little bit, but
Okay.
not as much as what
Yeah.
they originally thought they were gonna
Right.
get.
And
And then what is-
Longer lifespan.
What,
Longer lifespan.
yeah,
Yeah.
I heard that. What does this concrete sit on? Like, do they
will
put
have-
footings
they'll
or?
have footings on each side that they gotta
Okay.
pour. They would have 4 footings for the metal one too.
They would've, okay.
Yeah, because that'll all be diked up, dredged out, dried out, footings poured for either way.
And do we save any money, cause before with the longer culvert, were we getting into other people's property?
We don't have to do as much to adjacent shorelines as they with the.
So that extra 75,000 includes whatever we would save on that, okay,
Yeah.
okay, so, all right.
And it'll still qualify as a bridge instead of a culvert?
Yes, because it's 24 feet wide instead of 21.
20
21.
or something.
Yeah, it was just over the 20-foot span to qualify for a bridge, so it will definitely be rated as a bridge after this.
So really, the only drawback is the cost, the
Yeah.
75 grand increase.
Yeah, and it's shorter too, so you have less stuff you gotta do to adjacent properties to
What-
put this in.
What about the time frame? Same?
Same time frame.
Same time frame. Okay.
Go ahead, Bart.
That was my question.
What is the time frame?
After Labor Day.
Yeah, they have this, once it, because now this is gonna have to go back to the DNR for approval. After I get approval, they give approval. They have to get resubmitted to the DNR with Lynch's design for it. DNR will have to approve it, then it'll have to go out and bid. This still, I don't see them doing anything before 1st of October.
So what, it's gonna take 2 months, 3 months?
45 days
45 days.
is what they say, weather dependent always.
So it's possible to get done this year?
Yes, it has to be done.
I think that's the intent.
It has to be
The
done.
DNR is
They're-
pretty adamant.
Yep. That bridge, or the head walls will make another winter of freezing on.
So at the last meeting, we said that was a 50 to a 75-year design. So this is longer than that. Okay. But we don't know numbers.
No, that's what Lynch put in on those 50 to 75. I'm gonna guess concrete's gonna way outlive metal.
It's all rebarred and stuff, I mean, it's,
Yeah, it's all fiber meshed and, yeah.
right.
It's something that you guys gotta decide on, do we wanna spend
Joe.
$75,000?
Chad wants to.
Yeah, I guess we can,
I don't want to, yeah.
No, go.
If you guys are having it and there's not any comments, I don't want to do that. I just had a question. So the height stays the same with the first design, it doesn't get any shorter, right?
It'll actually get a little bit taller.
Lovely. And then my second question is, if you have a discussion with Lynch with this temporary road thing, I mean, there's gonna be some pretty big tree removal in order for any emergency vehicles to be able to make the swing out of that easement side?
Yeah, that's.
And any discussion, is that
I-
the bidding part?
That's all part of the bidding part, and when they do the temporary land agreements between homeowners and them.
Okay, thanks, appreciate it.
And Todd, one other thing, we had talked about, it was like a 5 to 6 week lead time for that aluminum head wall. This is a prefab as well, right? Do we have any idea on that lead time?
No, this just happened
Right.
this quick, so
Right.
it's something I had wanted to get done so I can say, okay, the board suggests go with this design.
Because we talked about purchasing that earlier before the
Yeah.
bid.
Yeah, because I'm sure we'll have to do the same thing, because this will have to be all constructed before they can do anything, so I'm sure we'll have to pre-purchase it also.
yeah, we had said 300 to 350 feet of new roadway with the culvert. Did this cuts that down, or are we
No,
still doing it?
no, because all you're changing, the road width is the only thing you're changing, is the length of the culvert.
Yeah.
The construction zone on the roadway is going to be the same.
Yeah, and we gotta do 2 public notices in 2 weeks, which pushes it out 30 days after we get final. So, yeah, we're tight for probably October 1st.
That's why, as soon as I got this last week, I'm like, I need to get this ahead and on,
Right.
knowing this meeting was coming up.
Well, can I make a motion?
Absolutely.
I'd like to make a motion that we go with the con-span type structure for the Beulah Heights Road project with the additional cost of $75,000.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? Oh, go ahead.
I believe the motion should say estimated cost of
Okay, with-
$75,000.
Okay, with the estimated additional cost of $75,000.
Second.
Anyway, any more discussion?
I
Well-
just wanted to ask him if we know where we can get the money from.
We will be borrowing for it. We'll
Okay.
have to do some figuring.
Okay,
And
thank
there-
you.
And there was, we were supposed to have a ladder truck this year, so we're a little bit.
That's
lower
already been taken out of what we borrowed. and
because of the resolution we put through it, yeah.
That's nothing to do with this.
Okay. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, it passes.
Just
And
one question.
Since this is the bridge now, can this be funded through the state somehow also?
Eventually.
Yeah.
In the future, it can be,
Yep.
in the future,
That's
it
the
can be.
Okay.
the point for them making the culvert 20 feet, 3 inches, or whatever it was to get into that bridge category for that very reason. Now
I
it's,
just if you could seek other funding from the state.
Except,
Whatever.
a lot of times they don't fund projects that are already done or underway. So that may not be able to impact this project per se.
100 years from now, maybe, if any of us are around.
Well, and I don't know if it would qualify as a bridge until it's complete.
It has to be complete, right? So 100
So
years
they
from
can't help with this building of it,
now.
yeah.
The most,
repairs or something, like
Right.
20 years from now or something?
the most we can hope for is if they were to consider it a critical culvert, then we might have gotten some funds, but even that's it's really dragging. Well, this is gonna be done before they're done with that, so. Yes,
Can I make a motion to move the closed session to the end of the meeting?
yeah, we didn't have that at the beginning, I was thinking the same thing. Just so that you can wrap up, everybody can say, and,
You can't because
Oh.
10 is dependent on the closed session.
Well, couldn't we move, that's why I was circling, like, items 4 through 10.
Okay.
Or in other words, we could move items 11, 12, and 13,
And 14.
14 above.
Can I make a motion that we move items 11 through 14 above items 4 through 10?
I'll second.
dueling seconds. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So we'll do that, just to make it easy for everybody. So the next thing is a discussion, status update regarding Walmart inspection by a building inspector. I think there's,
Thank you.
the report, yes. The report is in the packet. Are you going to speak about it, or you want me to give a little intro?
Property has been sold.
It's already sold?
Yes.
Yeah, I spoke with Vince, the building inspector today. The property has already been sold, and the new buyer knows exactly what they have to do to bring it into compliance.
Closing is set for September 18th.
Wow, this is really good news. So a little background on this, there's an old dilapidated house with a tarp on the roof, it's leaking. There were reports of animals being in there, rodents. I think that all became true when Vince got in there, but we took a long time to chase the owner down and get in there. So we started this around, your first call, Jen, was around April 23, something like that?
Yeah.
So that's when we started, and then we chased and chased and chased, and we finally got in there in August, and it looks like the report is here in the packet, so you know what the findings were. And then they were told that the owner had to either deal with it, or he said he wanted to sell it, so then the new people would have to deal with anything sold. And it sounds like they've already accepted. So I don't know that we need to do anything with this, it's just.
We don't. I can share, if you want me to, the email I got from Vince yesterday.
Excellent.
He just called to inform me Walnut Street property was sold, closing set for September 18th. He spoke with the new owner. They plan to make improvements and fix it up. I'm assuming that means it'll be hooked up to water and sewer and developed like it should have been.
I think that's the requirement.
Yeah.
I think he said that in his report, so.
Or raised.
Or raised, dropped, yeah, one of the two. So, I know the neighbors in that area are gonna be pretty happy. Thrilled might even be a better word, yes.
Just a quick question, do you guys want to put some kind of timeline on it for the new owners to do anything, maybe do that even?
Not until they are actual owners.
Okay.
I don't want to scare them out of the deal.
No, I understand.
Well, and when I did the special assessment letter, I shared Vince's report with them, so they are fully aware.
It's just, I don't, okay, yeah, we bought it, and now we're gonna have it sitting on.
Yeah.
His report establishes an immediate timeline. It's not, I think it's fairly clear. So we could revisit this if we have to after it's closed.
Yes, you can.
So we'll keep it on the radar. I've been talking to the neighbors over there, so I'm sure they're not gonna let me off the hook. So we'll get it dealt with. There were a couple of things. Are we good with this then?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. The next thing, Dustin, you had indicated we wanted to talk about this.
Well, yeah,
I had sent a note with this form that I had gone through the fire department's budget and looked at where the equalized value was being applied, looking at ambulance service, rescue service. They were still applying equalized values, so all I did with the formula is change that to just on calls. And in the calls, we are by far under as well on the rescue. So it ended up providing a credit to the town of about $98,000. So I sent that to Attorney Mills and just kind of said, hey, what might we be able to do about this? And you sent me 4 paragraphs that I read twice and I still didn't understand.
Yeah, I was trying to explain the rationale for coming up with the formula they had originally had. Bottom line is, my suggestion is, in order to go in and amend the contract again, the commission should vote to go back in and amend the amended agreement again. And because Spring Prairie has votes on that commission, and they will also be receiving a credit,
Right.
I think a majority vote would allow the contract to be reopened to revisit that particular section.
Did you think there was merit?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
so I need to go to the commission then I need to put that on the agenda and see if I can open up.
If someone will make a motion a second and you get the requisite votes,
Okay.
then I think that opens the door for the board to authorize me to contact the other municipal attorneys involved and say, here's what we are looking to do. And because budget meetings are coming up in November, we need to have something done now if possible.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna happen for this year.
Yeah.
I'm doubting it's gonna
Probably not
happen for this year.
but I would
I
like to
agree.
get
Their budget's already
it
been
in motion for next year.
I agree.
At least get the talk going.
Sure.
And, to me, these numbers, they come out. The other question I had was, Kim, when, in our estimated value, is that land and everything?
Land and improvements.
So we're like 1.3 billion, but
Yes.
that includes land, right?
Yes,
Yes.
So all the farmland.
everything.
So, is that really fair too? Shouldn't it be structured? When it comes to fire, they're not gonna go put out,
Grass
Grass
fires.
a cornfield.
Grass fires.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but you know what I mean? I think these numbers are construed a little bit, in my mind.
Well, that's why
Is
the
that the right word I'm looking for?
equalized value, the town is always paid more, because we've always been worth double.
Well, right, because we have the lakes, understood, I get that, but with the call volume being so
Yeah.
much higher now on their end of things,
And I don't know how we.
plus the other question I
what we do
had
with fire
was,
calls.
this TID district that they have, right, in the village, is
Some of them.
all that stuff included in their values yet? Or does that wait until their taxes or their, because don't they have a deal where they don't pay tax until the property is paid for? So all Geronimo's and all these apartment buildings to me, are they on this value or not? You know, these are all questions that are coming through my mind on this.
Yeah, they have a residential TIF, which you almost never see.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's weighing on everything in our community. It's weighing on our schools, it's weighing on our emergency services district, it's weighing, I mean, I'm just a dumb truck driver and I can figure that out. I mean, you know, we definitely gotta do something. They're getting, in my opinion, they're getting away with at least $100,000.
Well, and the reason why this even came up, I was already at the last budget meeting last November raising a lot of questions about how we could be at, I think last year we were at 49%, the village was at 42, something like that, and then 8.
We were higher, we were 50-something, because we're at 52 now, I think.
No, we're
We're coming
at
down.
49.
Oh, 49.
No, we're going up, 51.75 now, so we're above 50% of the.
Yeah, we were above 50 last year, I believe.
And our
right?
rescue calls, I didn't write it down, that, it's a big sheet, but our rescue calls are way under. So I just think it's worth it.
Well, I will put it on the next agenda for the district meeting and
And if you need,
see if I can sweet talk.
Even if it's not up for motion, knowing that it's probably not happening this year.
Yeah.
Put it on for discussion.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Okay,
Get the wheels turning.
will do.
And if you need anything, please let me know.
Yep, will do.
I know that workbook now.
Well, one of the handouts that I had at your seats ties into this.
Bless you.
I know, Joe, when you and I were, Chairman, when you and I were communicating regarding funding for boat patrol, I had made mention, I believe, to the landfill fund. So I wanted the board to know that there is money in the landfill fund that could come into play, since we're not going to get these savings this year
Right.
from that source. There's another possible way to do it.
We're looking at this boat patrol tweak in the budgets, and I was at the LBMD. Oh, this
Oh, yeah.
wasn't noticed, so I can't talk about it.
Nope.
All right, so
It's not-
anyway, we're moving down that path, so there's gonna be some adjustment to the budget for that. So we'll see.
Okay.
Duly noted.
I just wanted to remind everyone, there is another source out there for,
Do we know how long we need to have that landfill fund? I know we have to test for a period of time.
I would say until you get a complete closure order, you need to keep funds in there.
Okay, and that's a DNR closure
Yes.
order?
The landfill site, I believe, was actually, the original closure order, I think dates back to 96 or 97 maybe?
You're taxing my brain.
But we're almost, I know we're at the 25-year mark for sure.
Right.
Okay.
But we still have to, one fund we cannot touch, that's because it's for an original owner or a descendant of original owner on the properties surrounding the landfill. If there's any detriment to their properties, the town has to pay the difference between what they sell a property for and what the detriment is. So that fund cannot be touched. Then there's the operating fund, which is the money that's used for all the testing. That's DNR. That's below 500,000, so that can't be touched by the town. There is the landfill checking account, which has peanuts in, because that money comes from the operating. I pay for the testing, and then it goes back down. So there's like $138 in there. And then there's the landfill CD itself, which has been tapped previously, and that's currently in a CD, but once that's gone, it's gone. And we get the income from that monthly, we get interest income from it monthly, transferred to the general fund.
How much is that CD?
I'm sorry?
What is the value of that CD?
$678,000.
Okay. I don't think there's anything, just discussion. So anybody else have anything more on the fire district discussion? So then, the next item that was put on the agenda is a discussion and possible action to get a survey completed of the Gap property by the boat launch, which was identified by Todd Jones.
Actually,
Oh,
that,
he's here.
I'm sorry, that was identified by Todd Shield
Okay, I'm
and
sorry.
Chief Korecki months ago.
Okay. Whoever did it, great idea. We're looking at it for, I know Todd and Stu are looking at, using LBMD capability to get it cleaned up and other things. We're gonna probably have to do a permit of some kind to be able to clean up some of the bushes on the shoreline. But what he's having trouble with right now, and Chief Gorecki has also indicated possibly moving his boat patrol pier over there as well to get it out of the launch.
High traffic area.
The launch area, yeah. So for all those reasons, Todd had asked for us to approve a survey of that property so we can find the monuments and stuff. I mean, do we know where they are, or?
Ryan's here, he's the one,
I
he knows
live
where,
right next to there.
he knows where his property line is, and
Right.
we started after that.
I have a survey of my property, which is the property edge right down.
On that edge?
Yeah.
So we know where the edge is. From my property line, it's a 20-foot easement up and down my lot line.
Yeah.
Okay, going up to the road up on the hill. And then it's the easement that runs over the launch. Okay, I'm not quite as clear as far as how far that goes up, but it does go up a bit. So, I mean, I can show, they basically could go off of my survey of the lot line and know exactly where that easement.
So you have a plat that goes all the way to the water on
Yeah.
that line?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they walk from the police boat over.
Well, yeah.
That's one of the easements, so when you're coming from the launch, and I can tell you, because I see the kids down there all the time, they ride their bikes down and they park them in the grass over by the staging pier, and then they fish, they've usually been fishing off of the staging pier because it's deeper over there, and then, sometimes they'll wander over to the, I guess the launch pier, if you want to call it, but, they don't fish there as much. So, where we are, I will tell you, is 2 to 3 feet of muck, straight out. I mean, it's not gonna be, but the bottom line is, the fishing boat is kind of isolated from them right now, where they're fishing, so I think that's something to consider. If you move that boat down, then does that pier open up for them to fish there?
I have some thoughts in terms of, and I talked to Doug Tracy, because he comes in and trying to keep that clean. From my property line to the police boat is really shallow with a lot of carom, which is fine, it is what it is. The police boat is closer to the boat launch than it is to my side. It's always been that way.
Right.
Now, if we're looking at putting a fishing pier, what I'm concerned about is that they can put the fishing pier on, between me and the fishing boat. It's gonna be really shallow water. What's gonna happen is they're gonna be casting towards the launch. Now, the launch is deeper because people power load. They shouldn't, there's no power loading allowed, but that's deeper there. It's blown out. That's where the best fishing is. So they're gonna be on this pier casting towards that deeper water. We'll probably end up with a bunch of lures in the canopy and in the bird mesh that's on the police boat. It would probably be a better idea to move that police boat over. Dougie can clean that out for them to get in, and then put the fishing pier where they're gonna access that a little bit easier. It just makes sense, I mean, because they're gonna be trying to get over there anyway, and then they're just gonna be trying to get past them.
I walked over there and went to the back with Chief. I see what he's saying, like moving the police pier over and then putting the fishing pier right where the police pier is or something. So that's what Chief, talking with him, just brainstorming with him, he agreed to, that would be the best. And then it would keep the public from going on the police
Correct.
pier also,
Yeah.
and it just seems like it, but either way, you kinda gotta clear that all out.
There's
I
a
mean,
lot of
there's a lot of buckthorn and,
Yeah.
yeah, it needs to get cleared out and,
One of the old neighbors, Holgrim's there, I had a big battle with him, he kept trying to moor a boat there, and there's a bunch of, we almost got into a.
there's a tire there, chief said we
Yeah.
can clean that up too, and
Yeah, that would
I,
have to take.
but
He did that.
I do think that we should get a survey though,
Me
just,
too.
that's just my opinion on it, cause, I don't wanna tread on his property, I don't think the town should, if we're doing this, and clear that out, you know what I'm saying? And then we can look at configurations and budget for the fishing pier. Now, that's just my opinion on it.
Did you have something?
Yeah, Brian, if the fishing pier goes where the police boat is now, aren't they still gonna be going towards the launch kind of, or no?
I mean, they could.
I mean, either way, they're gonna be,
Yeah,
right?
they're gonna
Or is
try.
there a way to go
Well,
out?
I mean, they could even move it a little further over to give it some space, but, there's still gonna be traffic coming through there. Either way, they're gonna try and get to that deeper water, that's where the best fishing is gonna be, and that's what they're used to. I mean, there's some space there, I had a concrete seawall that was put in by the neighbor, so it's clearly defined, where my property edge is.
Sure.
And then you work over from there, but I didn't measure how many feet it is between the police boat and my wall, but it's a fair amount. It's not a small area, and I agree with, Joe that right now, the police try to keep people off that pier. They don't want them going near that police boat or up on their pier. So if we put them at the end of it, they would much be easier to control, loitering around and getting on that police pier and messing in the police boat. So it just makes sense from that standpoint. They theoretically, the time they can cast over there. I mean, if a boat's there, you would hope that, they wouldn't.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
wouldn't try to-
we'll see how much it gets used or whatever.
Someone make the motion.
I'll make a motion, we approve a survey to get done at the Gap property at the Lake Beulah boat launch.
Second.
Go ahead.
Todd, do we need that survey? Jen, you're with the planning commission?
Wouldn't it be on one view where the lines are, and wouldn't it already be defined?
There's no survey.
Usually,
I looked it up, there's no survey.
you gotta find the monuments where they've been placed, it's,
Yeah,
And usually-
With Brian knowing right where his property line is, the 20-foot easement measure over 20 feet.
It's pretty clear.
It's cut and dry.
It is pretty cut and dry. I mean, there's a telephone pole halfway down with a guide wire that's right at the 20-foot.
I still think we should get one just so we know we're not stepping on any toes at all. That either it's his property or the person behind us, does not matter. I think we need to get a survey done of
we
that
should
area.
limit it to that.
That that's piece right
That
there.
little piece that
Yeah,
comes off the road and down over where it hits the shore, right? We don't need all of this.
right. No, I agree, yeah. Do I need to revise my
I agree.
motion for?
No, I agree, although keep in mind, surveyors often differ. So there may be a circumstance where the survey line that you have turns out to be different than what our survey shows.
And one view is off, I mean, across the board on a lot of things,
Yeah.
so.
But just to make sure we're not interfering with any town resident property, for that reason alone, we should have a survey done.
Right.
They should have monuments in the ground they can find, right?
Yeah.
How do we,
There should be.
Yeah.
how do we have to clear that out first, right? Before we
Yeah,
survey
I
it,
talked with
right?
the DNR already, and the only one I haven't talked to is the county DNR. We got permission to clear that brush out of there. We just gotta get approval from the county, because
I sent an email to Darren on it already and I haven't got a response back, but I can give him
I got
a
actually the lady that's in charge of it.
call. Oh, okay.
Phone numbers.
So do we need to put that in the motion, or no?
No.
No, okay.
There will be some leveling and grading, and
Yeah.
it's not very level.
No.
Shore erosion control.
Yeah.
There's some more.
That's after we get survey
Yeah.
results.
Got a motion and a second?
Any other discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so we'll get it surveyed. Do you work with somebody? So we don't have to figure that out, right? We just can get it done.
Much recent.
Mike Reese.
Do I need to make a motion for, okay. Is that G2, or what is it?
V2G.
G2G, okay.
All right, the last one, I rectified before we got here. I sent an email. When you look at the instructions on the back of that waterway permit, it basically says, an officer of the town. So what is that, right? An officer. Well, when you think about it, when I was talking to LBMD, I said, talk to the police chief. They're the ones policing it. Well, it ends up that Chief Runge, or Deputy Chief Runge, would sign that form. So they've already traded emails, and he's going to get a form in, and the Deputy Chief Runge will sign it, and then we can get it back to him. So it's a non-issue.
I make a motion that we adjourn to closed session.
Second.
Do we have to have a statement, Ken, on the?
Yeah.
We will.
Joe has to make a statement
First.
before we make the
Oh, I'm
motion. So,
Okay. We're gonna, we need a motion to.
all you
purpose.
have to say is, we are
closing.
now moving to closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statutes
Right.
19.85 sub 1 sub G, blah, blah,
Okay.
blah, blah, blah. Just read the motion, but
To-
leave the beginning
Okay.
out.
So we're gonna move to closed session at this point, per Wisconsin statutes 19.85 sub 1 sub G, for the purpose of conferring with legal counsel to discuss the status of interviewing successor counsel candidates for the pending Lake Beulah Management District lawsuit against the town. Now we can have a motion, right?
I'll make a motion that we adjourn to closed session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh,
Roll
sorry,
call.
roll call.
John or I?
Reyes, aye.
Jones, aye.
Church, I.
Leonard, aye.